Hi everyone, happy Monday. I hope your Monday was great. Thank you for coming back on this video to find out the answer from the last video. We are talking about being interested in the real estate industry and if that would be something that you'd be looking forward to. Maybe that's something you've always wanted to do, but you didn't want to be a realtor, and that's okay. That's when you have signing agents, and that's something that you could do with your notary certificate. So as a recap from the last video that I did, if you were able to listen to it, great. If you weren't, that's okay. As a signing agent, being in the real estate business, you can take documents from lenders or from title companies or from escrow companies, and you could go bring these documents to the signers, the closers, people that are buying, people that are selling, which one it is, you are able to be that person to go and represent them, which is a wonderful, amazing thing. I enjoy it myself. This is after you've gotten your certificate, not just as a notary, but as a signing agent. And one of the places that you could go to several ones, and you would have to research the one that's best for you. But one of them that you could go through, which I did, was the NNA, and that is the National Notary Association. And you're able to go through their quiz, and they'll help you get more educated on how to do correctly. And that's what you want. You want to find a good reputable company that will help you get your certificate in order to do well in this industry. So one thing I did want to say before we continue is the last video I showed you, right, where I did and gave you a little bit of information. One thing I did want to make sure that was expressed, if it was not expressed then, is that when you start, know that you're not going to know everything at first. Have your notes with you if you happen to forget. Make sure that you look good. You're representing this company that is giving you their client, and you're having to go and do these documents for them. Also, you're trying to build that confidence with the trust. They need to trust you, and you need to show them that they can. A little bit at a time is to be expected. You may not get a lot of jobs in the beginning because they know that you're just beginning. They could tell, they could see how many you've done. Just expect it. And don't let that disappoint you. In fact, let that actually, make you feel better, because you don't want to be responsible for a huge load of docs in the beginning. You want to get your feet wet. You want to do correctly. You don't want to miss anything. So doing a little bit at a time is actually really it's good. And if you could think of it this way, if you were the signing company that hired the notary, which would be you, would you let them just go off and do what they want, giving them that trust? No. So not only are you, as the notary, the signing agent, having to impress and also make sure that they're happy, the signing company, you have to understand too that the signing company has a client they have to make sure that's happy too. So there's levels of who needs to be satisfied with your work, and it's just to be expected. But you could do it. If this is something that you've been wanting to do, I'm telling you, it's possible, and I love it. You can do it too. Okay, so once you've got this down and you're saying, okay, let's go, Davina, I'm ready to get on the list. How do I get my jobs? Well, every state will have platforms where they could get jobs, and these jobs actually, once you put down your credentials on your certificate, your E&O insurance, Also your supplies, and letting them know all the equipment that you have, which would be your smartphone. You'll have a scanner. You'll need a scanner, a mobile scanner, and you'll need to get a printer. Okay, and a laser printer is what they need. You have that. If you have any questions, one of the laser printers that I love is Brother. I have Brother, but you don't have to use Brother. You could just look up and do your own reviews. Once you have your equipment and your credentials up, they'll start looking at your profile, and you'll get a ding on your phone, because you're going to have to load up your phone number on when they could get a hold of you and your contact. And believe it or not, you'll just get in something that will pop up, and once they choose you, they're going to ask, would you like to do this job? You don't have to say yes. You could say no, but of course, you want to say yes. You want to start. You want to start getting your feet wet. So one of the platforms that you could get on, which is statewide, if you're with if you get certified with NNA like I did, they have their own personal platform, which is called signingagent.com. And once you are you've passed your test, your certification, you're able to get on their platform, and they're able to call you. And again, usually it's not a phone call, it's usually just a text, and ask you, do you want to have this job? That's one of them, signingagent.com. And you would have to go through their certifications in order to get on their platform. Another one is rotarynotary.com. I will look at that one too. Another one is Notary Cafe. I would look at that one too. Put yourself on there. I know that you're excited, and at the same time you might be a little bit nervous. But one thing I want to, there's a lot of things I want to say that are going to be one thing, but really this is something I'll say again and again. Is if this is what you want, stop giving yourself reasons not to do it. So instead of saying, how someone says, stop being unreasonable, look at it in this term. If I say stop being unreasonable, someone taught me this, that means stop giving yourself reasons not to do this. If this is what you want, you are equipped, you've got your certification, you've passed the test, you've got all the supplies that you need, you are ready. Stop giving yourself reasons not to do it, because if you're waiting for the perfect moment, it's not going to happen. Go and do it. Go and take that step. You can do it, because if they assigned you a job knowing that you're new, because they'll know with your profile, that means they're giving you the green light to go and do it, because they're seeing, hey, listen, they know you've got to start somewhere. Call them, if you get to the point when you're doing your very, very, very first client of closing, before you go there, you've got to call them, and you've got to confirm the time. You're going to confirm the signing location. You're going to tell them that they're going to have an ID, a government ID with a picture and a signature that is not expired. You could do that. Call them and say, this is what's going to happen. This is what I'm going to need when I get there. And then say, I'll be there this afternoon, or I'll see you in the morning. And then when you're done, if you look over the documents and there's a question about the documents, call the person or the company that hired you. Call them. Ask them the questions, but make sure before you call them that you wrote all the questions down first, so you don't have to repeatedly call them. Call them and ask them, so then you'll have the answer before you go to that customer. And that's what they want you to do. They know that you're going to call and ask questions, and it's totally okay. So go and call, ask your questions, and then you'll be even more confident for that signing. Okay? So I hope I gave you the information that you needed. There was another, and now that I'm looking at the time, it's 10 minutes, past 10 minutes that I've been on this, and I've been trying to do my best to make sure that they're short, so I don't take a lot of your time. The next video we'll talk about will be another occupation you can get into. And I hate that I went over this a little bit, but I really felt that I needed to in order to feel like I gave you good closure on this. If you have any questions, please, again, put it underneath, the chat, so then I could get my notification to answer you. Thank you for this time. And again, it's not that I didn't want to deliver the next next profession you could be. It was just, I just wanted to make sure that you were really, equipped to get this information if you wanted to be in this field. And I felt like I didn't give you enough. And I told you I would give you, those platforms tonight in order for you to make that move. I have confidence in you. I really do. You're not the only one that feels tense or feels the way that you do. It's totally normal. It really is. And that's why it's so important for you to find the best place that makes you feel comfortable to get your certification on the signing agent. Make sure that it works with your hours, so you could do this, you could take your time, and once you're comfortable, you could start. The power is in your hands. It really is. And I love it. I really do. I love helping people. I love those documents and being able to help people go through them and feel comfortable guiding them through those documents. Another thing is, when you're going through your documents, you will, in your courses, you're going to learn how to guide people without making it complicated, because keeping in mind that, we are only notaries, we're not attorneys, we can't answer questions that are difficult. The only questions that you could answer are the answers that are on the documents. They're right there. And when you go through your certification and on the courses, you'll understand what I'm saying. It's very, very clear. The understanding is very simple, and you're going to love it. If this is what you want, you're going to love it. Thank you again. Again, on our next video, we will talk about another occupation you could get into if you like to handle foreign documents out of the country. We're going to talk about what can we do as a notary that when we work with documents for out of the country. Let's talk about that next time, okay? And no, it's not in real estate. Have a good night. Bye.